Welcome. You're listening to the podcast Dr. Apples, the fun fictional fantasy folklore about me, Dr. Apples. Lacey, that was some wicked alliteration you had me say. You should write a book.
What are you doing?
I'm podcasting.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
No. No.
No.
Give it.
You give me. Give it. Fine. You podcast me. I'll go check on my vegan cantaloupe sushi.
Enjoy the show.
By the time he was 15, Dr. Apples had gained an overwhelming amount of stupid confidence. Having seen Miss Toutant's magic up close for nearly 2 years, Dr. Apples felt he knew more than Miss Toutant and his mother combined. One particular day, he was working on a few conjurings. It was a method he saw Miss Toutant do a few times.
Let me get you this potion. Let me get you this potion. I need some of these herbs. I need 2 of these. And then afterwards, I need 2 of these herbs. And some of these herbs.
He was determined to find a cure for his mother's illness. He and his mother would write back and forth to one another, but he never got a chance to see her physically, despite this short distance. Miss Barrule was becoming extremely reticent about her personal affairs, but Dr. Apples understood she needed her space.
Mom's gonna like this.
He had a dream about his mother earlier that morning, which motivated him to take action. He was in Miss Toutant's living room, mixing herbs on the coffee table. Miss Toutant passed him on her way out to eat again, and Dr. Apple's demeanor as he worked on the spell caught her attention.
The hell you doing?
Huh?
She recognized the ritual and grabbed his chin. Miss Toutant wasn't having any of that.
Look, only. I know what you want to do with this. You can't. I've shown you everything I got, and I'm telling you to leave this shit alone.
Okay.
You hear?
She looked him square in the eyes. With a quick nod, Dr. Apples remained silent, making sure to maintain eye contact until she didn't. He turned his attention towards reading a nearby book. Ugh, the book was so boring. Probably because he wasn't really reading, but waiting for her to leave. A smirk grew on his face, along with confidence.
Oops.
After 37 minutes, he lit a candle and chanted. As he continued his incantation, his vision softened into a haze until he saw black.
What? Wait, what's happening? I can't see.
The blackness lasted only for a few moments, but when his sight returned, pressure on the top of his head. As if someone were stacking weights on it. He felt his head expand and contract. Violent, pulsating convulsions seemed to be moving through his head in waves. His eyes felt like they were coming out of their sockets. Dr. Apples felt himself getting warmer, his body heating up until he was sweating.
It's so hot.
He could hear the throbs inside his head. He should have left that shit alone. Pulsating throbs moved like a tidal wave from the left side of his head to the right and back again. His eyes twitched uncontrollably. He couldn't speak due to the surging pain down his throat. Every thought caused agony. Although he didn't believe he was dying, he couldn't predict when the torment would cease. He could see clearly at times. His vision was better than ever. Then images would become blurry, in grayscale.
What?
The throbbing aches were aggressive and took over his hearing. All he could do was clasp his face with his hands, tugging his fingers as if they would help him. Oddly enough, this gave him some relief. The pain eventually subdued to the left side.
No.
He felt a sharp, hot needle poking his left eye.
No.
Around an hour later, Miss Toutant strolled into her home to find Dr. Apples by the door on his knees. He could barely see.
Help me.
Without haste, she grabbed his coat. It was time to get some help.
A Dr. Apples episode a day keeps boredom away. But you're just an episode away from the next part of Dr. Apples' extraordinary journey.
Get ready for more merry magic mystery and laughter. Subscribe now so you don't miss a beat.
Dive deeper into the adventure at drapples.com. Until next time, keep your apples fresh.
And your magical tote bags filled with hybrid skeleton bioactive goo ready.
We still have those in stock.